Calla lilies are hardy in certain climates. Here where I live in New Hampshire, it's zone 5B. Calla lilies definitely would not survive the winter in the ground, even with some amount of protection. They have to be dug up and stored for the winter months. Now, there are a number of ways you can overwinter your calla lily bulbs. If you had your calla lily bulbs in a pot and you just want to bring that pot inside, you can definitely do that. But what I like to do is to get all the dirt off of the bulbs and store them as is. Normally, you would want to wait until a frost or a freeze has hit the bulbs just one time. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut back any of the foliage. I'm not going to cut them all the way down. I'm going to leave about 1 to 2 inches above the rhizome. What I'm going to do now is just gently rake the roots apart, just to break them apart a little bit. You can see right here, this is where the growth was coming at the top of the rhizome. Here are some roots. And what I'm planning to do is get off as much of the soil as I can from these rhizomes. I can tell you that these are pretty wet. So you definitely do not want to be storing your rhizomes when they're wet. That causes rot. While I was taking all of these rhizomes out of the dirt, I was feeling them and making sure that they were still very firm. If any of them were feeling very soft or mushy, that means that the rhizome has rotted. You definitely do not want to keep any rotted rhizomes. And what I'm planning to do is I'm going to cure them. And what that means is I'm going to put them in a place, in my garage actually, where it stays warm, but not very hot. And once I know that they're dry, that will be my cue that it's time to store them. And what I'll do is take a small brush and I'll just take off any additional dirt that's on here. I'll also cut off the roots at that time. So then what I plan on doing is packing these up. Last year when I packed these up, I packed them in cardboard boxes and I made sure that none of them were touching each other. That's very important. In case one has rot in it, you don't want it to spread. And in that cardboard box, what I did was I had peat moss as well as newspaper. And every month during the winter months, I would check all of my corms, my tubers, anything that I'm overwintering to make sure that they're not drying out. Now, you don't want these wet at all during the winter. But if you feel like they are getting overly dry, like very, very dry, you can spritz a tiny bit of water on them. You can also store your calla lily rhizomes in paper bags, but you want to follow the same rules. And you can layer them inside your bag by using, again, something like peat moss. I stored my calla lilies in my garage. My garage does not get below freezing.